Mad Munchkin Reaction Theatre. The Three Caballeros. Oh, no one told me this was going to be educational. Someone could have warned me about that. I watched this while away at a comic convention, and you're showing me Latin America, making me wish I was actually on holiday. Thanks, Disney. Now, not only am I educated on how beautiful Latin America is, but now I also know how horny Donald Duck was back then. In all seriousness though, The Three Caballeros is the 7th animated film to come out of the Disney Studios and was released in 1944. It was made as somewhat of a goodwill message to South America, as well as a follow-up sequel to Saludos Amigos, released in 1942. This movie isn't really a movie, as it's actually just 7 segments smushed together using Donald Duck as glue. The segments don't really have anything in common, other than they are all about Latin America. The first one being an animated short about the penguins of Punta Tombo in Argentina. The segment is narrated by Sterling Holloway, who, come on, let's face it, if nostalgia had a voice, it would be Sterling Holloway. In the segment, a penguin named Pablo is so fed up with the freezing conditions of the South Pole that he decides to leave his home for warmer climates, landing on the Galapagos Islands. If those penguins start singing and dancing, by the way, I am so out of here. The second segment is quite possibly my favourite of the whole thing. It is about a boy who discovers a winged donkey named Burrito. Inserts appropriate My Little Pony reference joke here. The short is obviously utter nonsense, but it is cute, and the banter between the narrator and the boy is actually genuinely funny, since the boy and the narrator are actually the same person, you know, allegedly. The animation of the flying donkey is also pretty impressive. I'm also thankful that Donkey doesn't talk, though if it did, he'd probably sound like a cross between Eddie Murphy and BoJack Horseman. The third segment is the prettiest, I suppose, and is also the first segment to include live action! Get it off! Get it off! The fourth segment is about how Mexicans celebrate Christmas by reenacting the journey of Mary and Joseph. This leads to festivities including the breaking of the piñata, which in turn leads to Donald Duck trying to break his own piñata as well. The fifth one, from an animation standpoint, is probably the dullest segment of the movie, while also being the most controversial, showing Donald chasing after Mexican women on a beach like a coyote. Something tells me Donald and Daisy were on a break between 1940 and 1945. It's funny because it's true. The sixth segment is basically just Donald showing how horny he is while Dora Luz sings. Yeah, definitely on a break. And finally, the seventh segment, which is what can only be described as the climax of the movie. Donald constantly envisions Sugar Rush colors, flowers, and Pachito and Jose popping in at the worst moments, making chaos. The drunkenness slows down for a second after Donald multiplies himself while dancing, but speeds up again when Carmen reappears dressed in a chavo's outfit and uses a horsewhip as a conductor's baton to make cacti appear in many different forms. Yeah, this is far too suggestive for me to actually sit through. Though I wouldn't exactly call it a feature-length animated film due to the live-action segments, it does have some very pretty animation in some parts. Though it's more razzle-dazzle than genuinely impressive, and it displayed more flash than substance, and more technique than actual artistry. It's really more of a showcase of what animation could do at the time, instead of actually letting animation tell a story. It's also a little disturbing how suggestive and sexualized certain moments of the film are, and some scenes felt more like moments from a Tex Avery cartoon rather than a Disney movie. Part of me sees it as a lad's holiday put to animation, with the three characters, Jose, Panchetto, teaching Donald about Latin America while also celebrating his birthday. While nothing all that groundbreaking or special, being one of the more obscure animated movies to feature live action, The Three Caballeros is a must-have for any collector of animation. I'm Mad Munchkin. Stay creative.